Let me turn off my grid so that you guys can see better. See, these, so I really want you to take a very close look at the mesh of your model, three different models that you are working with, right? Working on right now. These are very common in issues that I discovered in the last couple of semesters. You see, yeah, this is really awful, horrible. I mean, so you should not turn in your model. I mean, assignment. I'm talking about the assignment one. You should not turn in your assignment, your model, with these types of mesh. This is really bad. So then you might ask me, how to fix this? I never fix this. I have no idea how to fix this. Okay, so when you fix this one, whenever you see, okay, do you see some triangles? I do see some triangle. Here's triangle, triangle. These are all triangles. And here's another triangle. And there's disconnected, 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 and mismatches. So there are mismatches here. So how to fix this? Well, manually. Okay, manually. So let's do, I'm going to duplicate this one. Go to Edge, and then select this edges and delete it. And then select this edges, also delete. Here's are two triangles, right? Delete it. Simple, right? But we're not done yet. The issue is after deleting those, those edges, you need to go to vertex. You need to go to vertex mode. Do you see any problem, any issues on these, faces? After removing, I deleted several edges. I think some here.
The vertexes are still there.
Yeah. Do you see this vertex? Do you see this vertex? Do you see these vertex? All these vertices are considered redundant, kind of left over in the body. You must remove. You must remove these vertices along, with edges. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. So let me deselect this one. I go to object mode. Yep. It's fine. So we don't see those, left over. I mean, the vertices, left over. But once you go to vertex, you should see this. So how to delete this one? Yeah, that's also simple. Select this and delete it. Delete them. Delete them. All right, let's keep doing this. So we have triangle. So I like to fix this one. Again, unless you like to use this object for Unreal or the Unity in a game engine, you should take care of this. Okay, I'm going to delete this. 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 Okay, so let's go to vertex. No, I don't see any issues. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to edit, delete it. Do you think this is fine? Much better than before. Now we don't see any angles or in a triangle on this. So obviously, this one is four-sided face. But this is unusual and huge compared to other, this is not good. Go to modeling toolkit and use, what about I can use multi-cut, yeah. What about this? Kind of simple. All right, see object mode. So look at this. The mesh on this object must be clean, neat, and organized and looking. And this one is more professional. So let's compare these two. See? Again, if you send this kind your object with this kind of a mesh to animators or riggers, and they're gonna mad at you, really. So what if I select this one and go to mesh? Let's duplicate this one more time in case. All right, so this time I'm gonna click and select this. I'm gonna mesh, and you go to causal angle rating. But we still see this is not an almighty tools. So click this, and it's supposed to see no triangles or no angles, but we still see triangles there. Okay, let's try slightly different ways. I'm gonna go to mesh and triangulate. All right, now we see a bunch of triangle, and then go to mesh and quadrangulating. So we still see triangle. That means these two tools not working. So let me try another option you may consider is this one, smooth tool. Okay, I already showed you this, triangulated, and then quadrangulated. Doesn't work? Yeah, think flexibly. Okay, if something doesn't work, try something else. So what about the smooth tool? Now, this one is at least better than this. Yeah, this looks like we have some angles on some triangle. So what about this remesh and the retopologize? Okay, so I'm showing several different options. You may try this triangulate first and the triangle quadrangulate. Or you may try this smooth too, and then you might try the this remesh and retopologize. Let me click on this. Wow, now look at this. Now you see millions of triangles, angles, and then you should play with this max edge length. But while you playing with this max edge length, you really pay attention on the contour, the outline, and the original form of your 3D. Although this one is very simple, just a square, form. But when you're dealing with remesh, retopologize on your character or some of your organic form, you gotta carefully play with this max edge length. You must keep the original shape and form or contour of your models. And once you're done with this, and then simply click on this retopologize. So now we don't have any angles or in a triangle anymore after this. So no more. But you might wonder, June, you told us that we should try hard to keep the number of polygon as small as possible. But compared to this one has way too many faces. So let's go to display, and then I'm gonna go to head of display, select this poly count. Let me select this one. This one has how many faces? Over 1,000 faces. 1,000, exactly 1,024 faces. So on the other hand, if I click this one has only 16 faces. That means this is better. Maybe you can take in between, maybe better than 1,000, you can have 100 or 200. I think, yeah, you can compromise and something in between. But so for this kind of simple form, 16 faces will be, I guess, more than enough. More than enough. You don't need this 1,024 faces. Way too many, way too many. Why is it important? The higher number of polygon you have on your model, the longer rendering time it will take. Longer. I mean, really long time. So how many frames you need to render to make that exactly just 1 second long Maya 3D animation? Does anyone know how many frames you need to render? These are frames. So 1 frame, 5 frame, 10 frame, 55 frame, 60 frame. How many frames you need to render? Huh? 24. How did you know? So look at this, right here, 24. So that's the standard frame per second. You need to render 24 frames. 24 frames to make a 1 second animation. But your animation, by the end of the semester, did I ever tell you approximate, desirable and appropriate kind of a duration of your animation, your final animation should be around 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You can make a little shorter than 30 seconds, like 28, 29 seconds, but your animation should be, longer than at least 25 seconds. You could make a little longer than 30 seconds, shorter than 30 seconds, but yeah, definitely not 60 seconds. That would be too much. See, this is bad. Don't keep like this. If you are creating some organic form, like such as character or some plants, okay, some trees or some rocks, some houses or in a building. Yeah, you might need a couple thousand, even more than a couple thousand polygons for those items. But when you create this kind of simple form, you don't need this 1,000. So another good tip is when you see you can manually remove it. So like for instance, I'm gonna go to edge mode and select these edges, yes, and then you can delete it. But it's gonna take forever. So don't do manually. So when you move the bunch of faces, go to object and go to mesh. You can find this option. This is a great option. Reduce. You can reduce this one. So let me select this reduce, and there are a couple of options. The reduction method. The most common actually method among those three is percentages. Let me select this percentage. We got a 50%. Okay, I'm gonna reduce. So this is half. So now we have only 475 instead of 1,024 faces. So you can adjust that in percentage. You want to go just 30%, 40% or more. Okay. All right. So far we checked the triangulate and the quadrangulate, and also check the smooth and the remesh, retopologize, and then here's a reduce. So what about this one? This one also has a bunch of a triangle. Okay, so to fix those triangles, probably angles, and go to mesh, and then choose triangulate. So see, we're done. See, that's quadrangulated. The one I use, the quadrangulated. Okay, that's very simple. So this is a really good example. I've seen this kind of issues all the time on the student models. So this is bad. Do you see kind of mismatch right here? And do you see some triangle here? And what else here? Look at this. Do you see mismatch here? Okay, these are all considered mismatches. Bad right there. So how to fix this? Okay, now, so go to vertex mode. I'm going to use a target weld. Just drag it one inner vertex to the other inner vertex. You're done. So another mismatch. See, look at this. I'm going to drag this like this. Done. And then right here, I'm going to drag this. Done. So for all, I don't see any triangles. I don't see any triangle. Oh, we have one here. All right. And this one, we can go to edge mode. I'm going to delete this. Delete this. Okay. So what about this? Okay, this is also considered mismatch. Or we see another one here. So I can use the multi-cut. I can connect in between. So good. What about here? This is better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use multi-cut. I'm going to go over all the way here. Let's go here and here. So what about now? Perfect. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, another problem here. Multi-cut. Okay. See, it's good. At least we don't see any triangles and angles on this model. But if you mind those unparalleled in a line, you can fix it. You can fix it. Okay, so go, like for instance, I'm gonna go to vertex here and select this vertex. So what if I move this way? Oops. What if I select all this? What is this? What if I move something like this? Say cleaner, neater. Yeah, these edges now it looks more professional. Same thing right here. So look at this. We see kind of diagonal, zigzag. So you can select these two vertices and move to the right, for instance. Yeah. And what about this one? So something like this. So all this. Go to right. See, cleaner. Same thing you can do right here. So you should spend some time to clean them out. Okay. All right, spear, the regular spear. If I hit in a 3, you can achieve definitely perfectly like a smooth and skin surface on the spear. But the issues on the spears is that we have a bunch of triangles. So look at this. Top and bottom, we have a bunch of triangles this bad. But what about side or four sided faces? So then let's try the remesh. Yeah, we learn how to use this. Remesh, retopologize. Okay, I'm gonna make a little bit there. And then click the retopologize. So we don't see any angles and triangle. We no longer see angles and triangles on this sphere. But the problem of this sphere is, look at this. Yeah, and this sphere doesn't have any angles, but we kind of lost the important characteristic of this kind of very clean in a sphere. You see kind of weird wrinkles, strange artifacts. So basically it doesn't work, So although we removed all the triangle from this sphere, but I would not use this remesh retopologize, but I will try something else. What kind? So in this case, all right, so let me show you. Without actually deep consideration, let's imagine, let's guess that, okay, you're going to create a robot. The robot has kind of a huge and the circular and the sphere and a head, okay? And you're probably going to go to like sphere and click like this. Am I right? And create body and neck and arms and legs, right? But don't use this one. don't use sphere. Yeah, don't use the spheres to create the head of your character. Why? Because these have bunch of triangle on top and bottom. As even if you use the remesh and retopologize, you get this kind of wrinkles skin. That means don't use this sphere when you create some spherical object. Use this cube instead. So you might wonder, cube? Why cube? I like to create a sphere. I like to create the head of my character. How can you tell us to use the cube instead of sphere? I like this one, not this. But the reason why, again, bunch of triangle. So my suggestion is use cube and then smooth. You know what I'm saying? So we still kind of have angular edges. Let me make it a little bigger. But don't worry, just hit 3 and you will get perfect circle there. But what about the n-gons things? Triangle on this? No, this doesn't. This does not have any n-gons in the triangle. Absolutely no. If you'd like to add more on the subdivisions, yes, simply click smooth one more time. That'll be perfect. See, look at this. We started with not with a sphere, but with a cube. Don't forget this. Very, very useful smooth tool. So one of the 12 essential tools, smooth tool. And same thing here is cylinder. All right. You understand what sort of problem this guy has now? What kind of problem? Triangles, bunch of triangles. So even if you click the smooth, and then you can fix this. See, now it is awful. It's all weird wrinkles all around here. So then don't use this. I'm gonna select the remesh first, and increase that length a little bit, and then retopologize. Okay, do you see any n-gons and triangle? No, absolutely no. So let me hit 3, and then we'll get kind of perfect smooth edges around it. So if you're concerned about the number of faces on the cylinder, okay, let's go to right here. Yeah, as I expected, this one has almost 1,000 faces. If too many for your purpose of making whatever object, again, use this reduce. Okay, and the first percentages. The default, the percentage is 50%, and you can always adjust that one and apply first, and you will see there's a reduce the manipulator. Currently, I select 41%, and I see, okay, I'm gonna go a little more higher than 50. You see what I'm talking? So with the 70 something percent, you already lost it. You already lost the original, quality, the contour, the form of your 3D model. That means this is too high, so you have to lower. So go to 50% or something. I think this is enough. So still we got to clean, and let me hit 3 now. See, yeah, I don't see any jagged edges. Yeah. So what about the actual number of polygons on this? Yeah, this one is only 438, faces instead of 1,000. All right, that's simple. So what about this one? So let me hit 3 now. Yeah, see, look at this. This looks okay. If you don't hit 3, not bad. But once you hit 3, so you will get this kind of disastrous result around this hole. Look at this. This is bad, very bad. And then I see a bunch of triangles and n-gons. So let's go here. This is this is an n-gon, 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 n-gon. All these are triangles. Yeah, basically that. So what we can do? So let me duplicate this. Smooth tool. Yeah, we have still problem, and we still have a bunch of the triangles there. That means smooth tool doesn't work. I can think of flexibly. This doesn't work, and I already show you how to try. You may try to triangulate and the quadrangulate it, and then don't forget to when you see too many polygons and faces on your model, reduce this one, and then 2 more, remesh and retopologize. So now let's try this one. Triangulate first, and then remesh and quadrangulate. Yeah, this doesn't work. Yeah, then remesh right? Remesh, and I'm gonna increase that one so that I can get cleaner, neater, sharper edges on this hole. And then apologize. All right, so look at this. This one has still quite actually many interfaces, 941. Okay, but I think we need that amount of interfaces in order to create nice hole here. So once I hit the 3, do you see what I'm saying? Now we have clean edges around this hole. Also, this object no longer has any angles and triangle. So